planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. I fly like paper, get high like planes. If you catch me at the border, I got visas in my name. If you come around here, I'll make them all day. I get one down in a second if you wait. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. Sometimes I think sitting on trains. Every step I get to, I'm clocking that game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is take your money. All I wanna do is take your money.
Hey, this is Prometheus giving you another offensive scheme breakdown. Wanted to kind of show you a scheme that I used in the last couple of games that I posted online. Really effective with it, really causes your opponent to make adjustments around that, and you're going to be winning on offense if your opponent has to adjust against your offense on defense. Now, I picked up a tip basically on this offense from two commentators, the Madden Lab and the ZBoy360. They were talking about a particular play out of the pistol ace that you need to have a certain defense to set up, and you know that your ears should really perk up a little bit when you have defensive set up to stop a particular play. So quickly as I saw that, I went ahead and implemented the play back into my offense, and I was able to build a little mini scheme out of that play set, and also by using single back ace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my base play, and then I'm also going to show you some complementary plays that you can use to really cause confusion against your opponent. But let's go ahead and talk about the depth chart and how the depth chart really makes a big difference on this set. Cheese alert, cheese alert. What I'm going to suggest is somewhat cheesy. However, I think it just makes this offense a little bit more effective. Now, this offense is basically a perfect offense for maybe first and second down situations. I don't recommend using this offense on third or fourth downs. Primarily, it's just an offense that's just going to cause a lot of problems. So your goal is really going to be based off of running the ball. So you probably want to have your best players, your blockers in the offense. So when I'm looking for blockers, I want to have somebody that blocks above 60. 60 really is going to be the kind of the magic number for the perfect set for this, but you want to have 60 or more just to get more effectiveness. Now, what I like to do is I like to take my tight ends and put them on the outside. It could be a fullback if you got a fullback that can catch, but you really want to have someone who can block at 60 or more. That really causes a lot of problems against defensive backs, because most defensive backs are not going to be able to get off a 60 block. Also, I like to try to take my best blockers and put them in at the tight end positions at this pistol ace formation. So you can once again put more tight ends. Usually the depth of tight end you're going to find tight ends that are not really astute to catching but are better at blocking. So you can look a little bit deeper in your sets. You could consider putting a left tackle to position, but I'll show you a reason why you want to do that. So a good team to run this offense with would be the Chargers. Chargers have two really good tight ends that can catch and have some speed with Antonio Gates and Green. Green is a fairly fast tight end, has got some good catching ability, and cause a lot of problems with defensive backs because they have the speed of a wide receiver and good catching ability and good blocking. If you put in tackles at your position, you probably want to look for something that's got a 60 or better in catching. And there are a couple tackles out there that could do that. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but let me show you an example of what happens when you put in a tackle that doesn't catch. This is when I first really started experimenting with this offense, but look at, I believe it's Glenn right here, is wide open. The tackle, actually Harrelson, wide open in this particular situation. Play action really got my opponent looking for that other side, and he drops the ball. So you know, you could put your left tackles in a position, but just take consideration, you take away some of the offense that you can run on this, some of the play catching offenses. So let's go ahead and take a look at the base play. All right, so the base play that I'm going to be using is the strong power play. You can see the two guards are pulling, so if you do have fast guards with impact blocking, they're really going to be devastating on this particular set. So the great thing about strong power is that you can flip the play either side, and you're not necessarily giving the play away or direction you're going to be going, so you can go either right or left. And as you can see right here, you've got the two guards pulling. The outside guard actually really gets up deep and is going to pick up a safety, and that's one of the reasons why you want to have good blocking on the outside, so you don't have any block shed by the defensive back. So if you got tight ends or with 60 plus blocking, they're generally going to lock up that defensive back pretty well, and then you're going to be able to get that other guard up the field to go ahead and take out that other defensive back, that free safety or that strong safety, and usually they're going to get gobbled up. So as you can see right here, I'm able to go ahead and pick up some pretty good yards with this particular play. You can either go right or left. Now once again, if you've got opponents or when you've got commentators that are actually going to have giving tips on how to stop this play, it's a good play. You got to put it in your playbook. So as you can see, it's very effective. I was able to go ahead and get very good blocking, and it forces your opponent to actually go ahead and adjust. This particular set, I've got it looks like Green and Allen on the outside. I think I put Allen because I just wanted a little bit more blocking, and Allen's actually a pretty good blocking wide receiver. I think he was 50 plus, so I kind of took that away to be able to get better blocking on it. So this is your base play. You can either run right or you can run left. You're not really going to give much of a tell, and you're going to get some good blocking. And it's going to force your opponent to make actual manual tackles and get past your defenders. So when you're making him going ahead and using a safety or a linebacker to go ahead and clean up the play, that's going to basically open up the rest of the offense. Omaha. You know, however you set your audibles up is up to you. I like to have some kind of a play action or flanker cross, corner post, halfback slam, and I still want to keep that strong power in my audible set, even if I come out of that play right away. So halfback slam is just to keep your opponent honest. Basically, they're going to be trying to defend the sidelines as much as possible, going off to the left, going off to the right. And if you audible into just a little dive, it's really going to force your opponent to keep it honest. So if you could see right here, my opponent actually was taking control of one of the defensive ends. And he's probably going to try to get to the outside because I was running to the left a lot. And right here, I was able to go ahead and pick up a first down. My other opponent went with a defense to actually defend against the sweep. And because I did have a tackle in at my tight end position, he was picked up on that. Now another play is you can use the read option. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the read option, primarily because if you just mash buttons and try to defend against the read option run, you can shut this play down fairly effectively. But it is just another play if you got a mobile quarterback to use. All right, the next play is flanker cross, or it could be a play action play. Initially, when I started developing this game, I was using play action, but I prefer flanker cross primarily because of the routes that come into this play stock. Obviously, you have a drag route with the flanker, which is the red read that you could be hitting with the flanker cross, and then you have a corner route with the tight end, and then an in route, and then a deep post route. Your read is obviously going to be the drag route. That's just a quick read based on the coverage. If the coverage is backed off, that means you should be able to get a free release and be able to pick up some pretty good yards. If the man follows, you can hit the corner. But if you've got a tackler or a lineman actually playing that tight end situation, you probably don't want to hit that guy unless he's got a 60 plus catch rating. And then obviously you have the deep post. So if he is in some kind of a zone coverage and these guys are down, you'll be able to pick up a good 15 or 20 yards on the deep post to right over the middle. So let's just kind of take a look at the breakdown of this play. And I'm doing a hurry up offense against my opponent. He's got his coverage backed off. So my first read is to hit that drag. Nobody's there. Go ahead and throw the ball. Just get rid of it a little too quickly. On the same situation, same actual drive, he goes backs off the coverage, goes in the zone, and was able to go ahead and hit green, pick up a good 15 yards on that. So as you can see, your opponent is going to make adjustments to try to adjust against the run. As you can see right here, his linebackers actually come in for the run, and my tight end was wide open. And if I would have caught that, I would have picked up a big chunk of change. You can always go to the left-hand side with Gordon, who was able to pick up, and you could see on this opponent was fairly smart. It looked like he was in some kind of man coverage because that corner came down, but I was still be able to pick up a good first down with that particular play. The next play I like to have in my audibles is the corner post, and one of the reasons I like the corner post is because of this unique routes that are in this particular set. You have a C route, something you can audible into. It's good against man coverage. You can hit that corner, pick up a good chuck and change of like 15 yards, 20 yards, and then you have the dig route, which is a little in move and then straight up, and then you do another in route. You can pick up some pretty good yardage with that. And then obviously you have stock flats to be able to pull down some zones if you're in zone coverage. And then you have a delayed hitch route with a running back. Generally, what I did in the actual video that I'm showing you is I'm going to be doing a lot of curl flat types combinations, primarily because they're so effective against defense. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. You can see right here, went into a curl flat, was able to hit the curl, be able to pick up a first down. Got a dig route on the left-hand side and a streak on the right-hand side. I was able to hit the dig, pick up a good chunk of change. And in this particular situation, I'm just hurrying up. I picked up 4 yards on a run play here. My opponent's got his defense backed off in some kind of zone coverage, but it was actually man coverage with some blitz. Able to hit the hitch route, and he makes a bad user play. I'm able to break a tackle, fortunately, with Gates, and able to pick up a touchdown in this play. So this is a good play to incorporate into your audibles. And then finally, the last adjustment I like to do is I like to use the play action stretch in the single back big set. Now you can audible into this set with a formation audible because you got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver type set. The play action stretch play is a very, very effective play to be able to catch your opponent off guard, because they're going to be doing a lot of crazy things to try to take away that running play. So, you know, they're going to be doing a lot of run commits, so run commit right, run commit left, blitzing linebackers. And when you get them adjusting so much to try to stop them in your run, then you can quickly audible into this play and really cause them a headache. And what makes this play action stretch so special is that unique wide receiver angle route, where he makes an angle in and angle out. That play destroys man coverage. It just really, really eats it up. And then what you can do is you can take the tight end that's blocking and actually audible into a rip route, so you've got another way to beat any kind of a man coverage. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the video on how this works. So I'm actually hurrying up after a quick run play. And I go ahead and I find the single back big, and as you can see, my audibles are flanker cross. I've got the corner route, halfback stretch, and draw. Because the way I came out of the play was actually I had to flip it over. I had my the angle route on the left hand side, and you got to take in consideration what handed your quarterback is. If he's right-handed or left-handed. If he's right-handed, you're going to have to make this adjustment. So as you can see, I was able to go ahead and pop the tight end green, and was able to get a nice little block with the guy. Now, granted, I know you're going into a single back, and it's kind of a tell, but we're not Teddy KGB here, and you're not playing against Matt Damon. This is really, really difficult to make adjustments, but this play is very devastating if you put it into the scheme effectively. It definitely will cause your opponent a lot of problems, as you can see here. A lot of the big plays I got, touchdowns, was using this play. So, you know, that's just a tell. You're going to have that, but it's something to definitely incorporate into it. As you can see, that guy actually came down and defended it. Then finally, another play I like to put into my single back set is the halfback draw. I don't believe it's in the pistol ace, but it is just a nice little play to take away. This is actually a pump fake draw that I actually use. He had a lineman actually just shot through the gap on this particular play, but it's just a nice little play. If he starts putting some zone coverages up, you can go ahead and really abuse your opponent with it.
Game. Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name.